Welcome, Solara here. I hope you guys are doing well. As I stated before, I'm here to do, shorter form readings. If you hang out with me a lot and you've been with me for a minute, you know that my readings and videos tend to be anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long, sometimes depending on how much information I have coming through. But in the past couple of days, I've been getting like an onslaught of downloads, so I decided to do these shorter videos to shake the energy up on the channel a little bit, and to do these shorter form videos. I don't know how long they'll last. I work intuitively, so if I continue to get downloads in this way, then there'll be more, and if not, then we will return to the longer form, and we will we'll work in the best way, right? So I want to take a moment to welcome you. Welcome if you're visiting for the first time. Welcome if you are returning, if you're a subscriber, if you've been with me from day one, or you've joined me somewhere along the way. I do appreciate your being here. We're going to get right into the download. 0044 on my clock as I begin. I'm going to get right into the download, and then we're going to go into some cards and see what extra information comes out about what it is that we're going to be talking about. So the download is, and this has come out in a myriad of ways over the past maybe week and a half. Okay, you need to speak up. You need to speak up. As you do, their tower of lies is going to crumble rapidly. Okay, they're hanging on to you right now, but only by a thread. It probably feels like the hold on you with this energy is so much more greater than what it is. But right now, what is hanging on to you is literally hanging on by a thread. And what's going to break it entirely is you speaking up. So you need to banish their command over you entirely by taking control of your narrative and speaking up. Okay, so a lot of intimidation energies around this download also. Okay, and that's something I've been picking up in general. It's not a strange thing. All of our personal stories are connected to the collective stories, and right now there's a lot of trying to gag people, silence people, intimidate people out of speaking, because of what time it is, right? Because full exposure is nigh. Okay, so some cards flew out. I wasn't ready, but I'm going to look at them anyway. We do have timeline bleed through coming in. Okay, so what I'm hearing with the timeline bleed through, it's to do with a person also. Timeline bleed through coming in. So, God, I lost it. It will come back. Okay, what came out is, what is it that you truly want to die? What is it that you truly want to die? What feeling and experience? Because it's time to ignore the people and situations connected to whatever it is you're desiring to let go. So something here with this timeline bleed through and a person is keeping you connected to feeling a certain way that is also contributing to your silence. And your silence is happening also from a place of feeling intimidated, intimidated not only not to speak, but also intimidated, almost like, what's the point? That's kind of what I'm feeling. But that's also connected to timeline bleed through. This is an old timeline when it comes to connecting with this person that has you thinking that something is as it's not, meaning that the timeline that's bleeding through, that you're still connecting to with this person, is one where maybe they had more power and authority over you at some point, right? But that's no longer the case. But it's almost like your inability to fully let go of the feelings you have and the thoughts you have and the beliefs you have that this is still the case is what is keeping ultimately this timeline bleed through alive, and also is what is feeding the intimidation factor that is causing you to silence yourself also. So we have here, this is a distraction designed to put your focus on an old story that needs to die by starving of attention. Okay, so a lot of what's happening right now, it's a distraction. It's a distraction that's coming through this timeline bleed through because of your emotional attachment to the old story. Okay, and this isn't to negate what anyone else is doing or has done, the projections that have come your way. It's not to negate any of that, but it is saying that you're being given a choice right now to close the door on this story once and for all. But you have to let go of your focus on these people. You have to let go of your focus on the situation. If you want it to die, then you literally have to let it first die in you, if that makes sense. Okay, and I also understand and overstand that the way that this is happening for you, there are situations and scenarios that are purposely dragging you in to keep your consciousness attached to the story too. I'm not fully unaware of that, but I'm just letting you know how it's coming through also. And I say that because at the bottom of the deck we do have coincidences and chance run-ins. So there's something here where there's something that you're being called to let die in terms of an old story, an old relationship, and a timeline involving these stories and relationships. But it's just like, as much as you may want to let it die, you're finding it very difficult because of your own experience and what it's doing to you emotionally. And also, not for nothing, because they're whoever this situation is in which you want to see something die with them, they don't want to let go. They're the ones that are holding on also. Okay, so I do definitely see that also. And some of it is very let's say calculated. It's very calculated, okay? Very calculated, very planned, and not a little bit sneaky. Timeline jumping, okay? So you are on the cusp. You are on the cusp. You are on the cusp of a big timeline jump also, which is why these energies are shaken and even more adamant to hold on, because understand and overstand that when you have a connection energetically to something or someone, whether they're conscious of it or not, they feel it when things shift. They feel it when things shift for you, and the natural response energetically is to try to hold on to, if they're not beings that are willfully wanting to evolve higher, then what it is they're going to try to do on an energetic level is to pull you back into the older timeline that they're comfortable in with you. And sometimes there's a whole myriad of ways in which people do this, right? It does say that you need to close a portal around you. Okay, so there's some kind of portal that you need to put your attention towards and close around you. Okay, the money blocks card is also coming up. There's something about this portal that is also like blocking your money. It's blocking the flow of your money, and it's also like almost diverting your ability to timeline jump completely out of this scenario too. There are so there are financial agreements with your energy also. There are financial agreements with your energy also. This is what this is about too, with this this old story that doesn't want to die, and the timeline bleed through with this person, and what it is that you're holding on to that you truly need to die, but you're having problems ignoring the person or the people and the situations because they're really pulling on your energy too. And part of it is because there's some kind of financial agreements with your energy also. Okay, there's financial agreements, and they don't want to let go of you for that reason too. And this is also why you would have been, if this is you, this is why you would have been experiencing money blocks, to try to block and stagnate you so you can't move forward. Okay, but it doesn't matter. You're still timeline jumping. You just need to get in the mindset to do that. You need to close any portals around you that are causing money blocks. And you need to also, revoke any financial agreements that are being brokered with your energy that you're not consciously aware of. We do have an army of angels surrounds you. Okay? An army of angels surrounds you. So yeah, you are getting out of this, but what it's going to take is for you to dedicate yourself to letting go of not only the old story, but the story that is constantly right now being projected to make you feel as if the old story is real. Because like the card came out and said, it is a distraction. It's a distraction. Okay. And part of what you need to do, like the original download, is you need to speak up. That's part of moving the energy also. That's part of breaking the illusion. That's part of no longer allowing the ultimate distraction to keep you going, because I feel like there's a lot distracting you from speaking to. Okay, you need to speak. The distraction keeping you from speaking, putting it off, silencing yourself, procrastinating, all of that, it's designed to distract you. It's designed to keep you distracted so that you keep attached to this old story. Because remember, I said that this energy right now, it literally is hanging on to you by a thread. And the more that you allow its distractions to get the better of you by not doing what it is that you know you need to do, by not standing and speaking your truth, by allowing it to distract you, the more it's just going to feel and appear as if it has more power over your reality than it actually does at this point. Okay, so once upon a time, it did. It was huge, right? It was huge. It had a huge command over your energy, over your story, over your reality. And a lot of that old story is what you're linking into, but that's not the case anymore. Okay, do something that makes you feel sexy for you. Okay, I'm in one of my other decks. Do something that makes you feel sexy for you. So this is also about getting your creative juices flowing, about helping you to become inspired and to be excited. Okay, let's see what else comes out. Come on, we get another card. Oh, that's a lot of cards. I'll just take those two. Okay. Okay, well, I've been told I should take them all. It's a lot of cards. Give me a second, because some fell. So it says this is the end of this bloodline, lineage, or dynasty. It's the death of these ancestral entities that were anti-Christ and anti-ascension. And when I say anti-Christ, what I mean is these energies, these entities that were running this bloodline that's coming, or lineage or dynasty that's coming to an end, they were the blocks to your Christed energy rising, right? That was the whole point. Connect with plants and trees. There's some ancient knowledge available for you there, as well as protection, clearing, deep healing, grounding, and rooting. Yeah, it's time to ground and root in a new story. So connect with plants and trees, and you can connect with plants and trees in person or in spirit, right? So you might be shifting in how you're working with plants. If you work with plants and trees, or if you're like me and you work with herbs also, there might be different herbs that are coming to you at this time. You might be feeling a shift in energy, a shift in relationships. Even in the reading I last did, the reading I just did before this one, it was speaking about how some of you have new guides coming on. There's a shift in energy, like a big one, and when that occurs, it like there's a shuffle in timelines, and there are different and newer allies and guides and people that come on board. And so for some of you, you might have shifted in terms of, you know, like in every way. Like you might be eating differently, you might be connecting with different plants and herbs, you know, or you might be returning to certain plants, herbs, like you might be coming full circle. Okay, so another card that's come out is return their energy, match it. You are not a container for other people's unprocessed wounding. So you're not here to be distracted. You're not here to be kept stuck. You're not here to be blocked financially. You're not here to be duped or for people to be sneaky as fuck with you. So, you know, return that intention. You're not here to hold that. Okay, so it says take a salt bath to move the emotional stagnancy, clear your emotional body. So far a lot on the emotional and the physical body, because you're getting ready to timeline jump. You're getting ready to shift your material reality. So you're going to be, you might benefit a lot from connecting with water and earth. Okay, social media cleanse. It's time for you to clear, to block, to mute, to unfollow, and to unsubscribe. So new timelines require new energies, new ways of thinking. And so if you are no longer aligned with what it was that you were ingesting, or if what you were ingesting is connected to this old story and these old timelines, it's time to let it go. In letting it go, it's going to facilitate you in timeline jumping and in getting rid of any blocks you have to being able to do that successfully. Okay, pay attention. Your guides are showing you magical links. Okay, so you did have an army of angels was already coming out for you. So your guides are showing you the way. They're showing you little things that you might be being called to do to help you. And sometimes those little things that your guides be asking you to do, it don't make no fucking sense in real time. It don't make sense in materials. Like, you want me to do what? You want me to walk 5 steps forward, turn around 3 times, walk 3 steps to the left. No, they don't really do that. I mean, maybe they do, but if they do, it's a lot of the time for fun. But you get what I'm saying? Like, some of the things that our guides be asking us to do, it doesn't make sense in the time, but it doesn't need to make sense in the moment. It's a question of trusting your path enough to do what it is, because almost I know that when my guides ask me to do something that doesn't make sense, I always get the answer eventually as to why it was necessary, you know. So read and research. More concrete information or confirmation is available. So if there's something that your guides have been showing you, and you have questions around it, you should go in deeper and research. And this is also why I feel like you're being called to the social media cleanse also, because it's time to take your attention away from maybe things that are more frivolous and tune into something very specific. And this is going to be something that your guides have been speaking to you on. Okay, we do have karmic justice is here. Sit back and watch. Okay, sit back and watch. Work with the color red for passion, desire, blood, and ancestry, root chakra, and anger. So this also connects with the first 2 cards that came out with do something that makes you feel sexy for you, and also this is the end of this bloodline. You're being called again. Red is an energy that connects with the root chakra, which is earth. You're bringing something new into material fruition, but you're also in doing so, like, not only uprooting this thing that is leaving has already been uprooted. You just shifting it out of focus now is kind of what it feels like. Okay, now the arduousness of dealing with all of this and this cycle and many cycles, it's heavy. Okay, and it feels like you've gotten to a place where that heaviness might have gotten the better of you. And this is why it's saying, tune in with your passion, your desire, do something that makes you feel sexy for you. Get inspired, because the inspiration and the creativity is what is ultimately, it sparks the new cycle. The inspiration, the creativity, that's Ace of Wands energy. Ace of Wands is the beginning. It's the first step you take, the first minor step you take to begin the new cycle. It's the Ace of Wands. The major step you take is the Fool. You jump into that shit, and then you start like doing things that continue that thread of excitement. Okay, so the final card that came out is light a candle and pray or talk to your ancestors or guide. It's time to search for clarity. So I'm not the one who said this, but I do believe, I don't know who said it originally, but when you talk and you pray, it's a way to search, right? And then the way that you can receive the answer is oftentimes through meditation. So meditation is more like passive, so that you receive. But when you're searching for the answer, like talking, praying, lighting candles, actively engaging with your spirits, is how you're asking for an answer, and then meditation is how you receive. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we have hang out with your children more. Okay, and this isn't for only people who have children. This is like talking about hanging out with your inner child, hanging out with younger people, hanging out with younger energy. This again has to do with being inspired, having a new perspective, having a higher vision, and maybe even if you don't, if you're not a parent or an aunt and uncle, or you're not connected to younger people like that, maybe even the content that you switch into it's being geared towards being more youthful in its approach also. Okay. What I also heard is that, like, the younger generation, this generation, they're not afraid to speak up. They're not afraid to say what they're feeling. They're not afraid to put themselves out there. And there are lessons for somebody in watching them do that also. Lessons in knowing that it's okay for you to do the same. It's not an age thing. It really isn't. It's not an age thing. It's a... I'm going into the oracles for Shadow and Light by Lucy Cavendish. Let's get some more messages. Winged Seer, okay, is at the bottom, number 12. You see clearly, okay? You see clearly, clairvoyance. So whatever it is that you've already been intuiting and you're trying to talk yourself out of thinking that it's not the case, stop doing that. Okay, you see clearly. This card will often come out when we're doing that to ourselves, right? When we've been through a cycle again and again, and we're so disappointed right now because something is occurring that feels similar, or there's some kind of energy that feels stuck, or you feel locked in some way, right? And so And so, you know, your guides are constantly reminding you of what's going on. But this is where we start to doubt. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Or maybe I didn't see it. Or maybe they're not like this. Or maybe yada yada. It's not the time for that. You see clearly. You've been seeing clearly. You know, like, and you will continue to see clearly for as long as you don't gaslight yourself. Okay. What actually came out is stifled, bored, and stuck. Yeah, it's like you're doubting your experience over time in these scenarios, because you've reached the end of the road here. You've reached the end of the road here, and as such, because you're not supposed to be in this space anymore, it feels stagnant, it feels blocked, it feels stuck for you, because it's time to move. It's time to move the energy. It's time to move it's time to move. For some of you, it's physically time for you to move. And with this situation, with with money blocks and the financial agreements with your energy, you might not see how, or you know, you might not see how that's going to happen. But at the same time, timeline jumping, everything and anything is possible. Then also you have an army of angels facilitating you with all of this. You know, you got the karmic justice is here. In other words, you don't have to worry about the how. You just have to align yourself with the readiness to go, is what it comes down to. And again, for some of you, this is like a physical moving. And in other ways, it's just like it's time to shift the energy materially, because the new timeline you're entering into, it's not going to come if you stay in the energy of the old timeline. Yeah? Okay. But stop doubting yourself. Stop gaslighting yourself. You know, before you doubt yourself, you better doubt everybody and everything else around you that's trying to make you doubt yourself before you ever doubt, you know, your experience, your downloads, what it is you've lived through, where it is you're going. Because some of you, that's what it is too. You're doubting. You've been told, you've been shown, but because the old story and the timeline bleed through, and the distractions being thrown your way are all so thick in your atmosphere, it's like you don't see how. That's what my guides have said to me. They say to me, they're like, don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the how. You don't have to worry about the how. Just make a decision. If that's what you want, make a decision. Don't worry about the how. Make the decision and don't waver. I'm not getting any cards coming out of this deck. Okay, let's go into the energy oracle. Second chakra, Angel Ariel. So this is sacral chakra, and then at the bottom of the deck we do have the Angel of Balance 48, which is kind of like the Temperance. Okay, so something is being mediated, elementally speaking, is kind of what I feel like. The Angel of Balance, it always makes me think of the Temperance card in the tarot. Okay, 48 might be significant. 36, 4, 8, 3, 6, 4th of August, 8th of March, 3rd of June, 6th of March. These might all be significant dates for you. Okay. Also 4th of September, 8th of September, 3rd of December, 6th of December. I think that's it for playing with the numbers. 12, 9, 3, 9, all, yeah. Okay. Alrighty, so Angel of Balance card. She's carrying this elixir. She's an angel carrying an elixir before the pyramids, the Great Pyramid, in a I want to say it's either a waxing or a waning moon, but it's a crescent moon for sure. I think it's a waning moon. Anyway, like I said before, there's something elementally about fire and earth, about something coming from the heavens and shifting the material very quickly. And not for nothing, you did have the card come out, an army of angels, and then you have the Angel of Balance coming out. Something striking the earth. That's what I'm getting. It's like something striking the earth and bypassing the mental and the emotional planes, meaning that whatever is coming is going to overwrite your thoughts and your feelings about something. So in other words, a lot of the time when we timeline jump, what keeps us stuck is our inability to align our true thoughts and our feelings with the spiritual timeline and story that we're trying to pull through materially. Okay, but there's something about this scenario where you're receiving such help that I don't want to say it doesn't matter what you think or what you feel. That's not it either. Work on your thoughts, work on your feelings, because that's going to facilitate you in timeline jumping sooner and faster. But I do want to say that you have this help that is here to overwrite the mental and the emotional energies that traditionally would keep you stuck in the cycle again. Okay, and with the Archangel Ariel, Archangel Ariel in the sacral chakra, this is also to do with the bringing forward of finances, the bringing forward of solutions, creativity necessary to move forward. This is all sacral energy, right? There was a lot that was coming out about like doing something that makes you feel sexy, connecting with the color red, inciting your passion, your desire. All of this is connected to the sacral chakra also. You're going through a sacral chakra. I don't want to say an upgrade. It's more like an activation, maybe. An activation. And it has something to do with like this overwriting your mind and your sorry, not overwriting your mind, overwriting the thoughts that would contribute to keeping you stuck in the old story. That's what it's doing. It's like overwriting it in order to birth the resources that are necessary for you to move forward anyway. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel. You might want to connect with Archangel Ariel. As far as I know, Archangel Ariel is also deeply connected to nature. And that was another thing coming through. You're being told to connect with plants and trees more, right? To ground yourself, to connect with more ancestral wisdom. There's something also with that ancestral wisdom and these pyramids in this card. It's also connected, okay? And even the end of an old lineage and dynasty and bloodline, and you're rooting in a new one. All of this is of course connected to. Let's see what came out. We have chamomile and red clover. I'm in my herbal wisdom deck. At the bottom of the deck, we do have allspice berries. Okay, so allspice berries. Allspice is a spice unto itself. I know a lot of the time we think it's a mixture of spices, but it actually is a spice that resembles almost like a peppercorn or a juniper berry, and it has like hints of berries, like deep berry, and also like cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, black pepper. That's kind of what an allspice berry tastes like, right? Energetically speaking, it's a spice that you add to other workings to increase your power and your will upon the working, and to therefore increase the success. So it's deeply connected to enforcing will, which deeply also connects it to solar plexus, right? It is a I think it's a herb of Mars, so it causes things to move forward and to move along, right? So it's a herb of Mars, which means it, like I said, it helps things to move along. But it also, like I said, it's the enforcer of your will upon something to make sure that it happens, right? So with Mars, that also connects to the sacral and the root, because it's, Aries and Scorpio energy. Aries and Scorpio are ruled by Mars, and Aries connects us to the root and the crown, and Scorpio connects us to the sacral. So this is also connected to the crown, the root, and the sacral, which is interesting because I did mention something about from fire to the earth, right? From the highest plane to the lowest plane, bypassing the middle planes. And when you think of the chakra system, it's the same thing, from the crown to the root. If something bypasses the other chakras and goes from the crown to the root, then it's not going through the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacral. It's just kind of landing. It's just kind of arriving, which is very interesting, because also when you're dealing with Pisces and Aries energy, and we are about to enter into this overlap, because the signs don't just change, right? As you move towards the end of one sign, the other sign that's coming after it, it starts to kind of merge in the energy too. So in other words, by the time you get to the third decan of Pisces, Aries energy is already bleeding through into the Piscean story, right? And so, and then as you go into the first decan of Aries, Piscean energy is still bleeding through in that first decan too. There's always an overlap in energy. There's never a definitive ending and beginning. There's always a bleeding through, okay? And this is interesting because the first card that came out was timeline bleed through. So there is definitely something that's occurring right now where you are shifting into a different timeline, but it's almost like, how cycles merge together before they actually become pronounced in their oneness. It's kind of like that, the overlap that occurs as an energy, as one thing shifts into another, is kind of what I'm feeling now too. But to go back to Pisces and Aries and their relationship, they are both signs of the zodiac that connect us with the overall energy of our biofields. So for me as a reader, Pisces, for example, connects with the soul star and the earth star chakras, which are the two chakras that are right outside of the physical body that begin to connect us to the all, right? And then Aries is connected to the crown and the root, which are the two chakras at the top and the bottom of the physical body that hold, that provide almost like a container for the other chakras also to align. So this is all about setting the foundation for a new energy. Okay, what actually came out? Chamomile, healing, protection, success, solar plexus. Second time the solar plexus energy is speaking. Solar plexus connects you to raw energy and sun gods. Powerful for sleep and meditation. It guards against psychic and magical attack, and is also lucky in gambling. It's a water herb, but it's also connected to the sun. Okay, so elementally it's connected to water, but planetarily, or in terms of the luminary, it's connected to its solar energy. It's a Sunday herb. Okay, and then we have red clover, which kind of connects to all four elements. It's one of those rare herbs that connects to all four elements, right? But its associations are with Jupiter and Mercury, so really expansive. Red clover is about protection and good luck and money drawing. It drives out evil and it keeps snakes away. It's powerful for womb healing. It does balance certain hormones, sex hormones in women specifically. Its phytoestrogens do that, red clover. So protection, there's a lot of energy here with these plants, the chamomile and the red clover. It's all about protection, good luck, and then again with money drawing and luck and gambling. Like, it's all about the birthing also with the womb healing with the red clover. It's all about the bringing forth what is necessary. And it feels like what is blocking the ability for this to come forth is being bypassed, and it's being bypassed quite vehemently with this allspice berry at the bottom. This army of angels, this intervention that you have in this scenario, it's very potent, right? In other words, whatever or whoever would seek to continue to keep you distracted and to utilize your energy for their little financial agreements and all that other stuff, whoever would seek to do that, they're no match for they're no match for this help. Not that you need that much assistance. I mean, you do, but you don't, because the reality is that you've already chipped away so much at this energy, and what you're really dealing with right now is the illusion that you haven't, right? And the illusion that it's still as potent or has as much command over your reality as it once did. Because to go back to the download from the very beginning, it said that this that all you need to do is speak. It says that all you need to do is speak to banish their command over you entirely. You just need to take control of your own narrative and speak, because they're hanging on to you, but only by a thread. And part of the speaking is almost like speak to your spirits, speak to your helpers, speak to your guides, speak into existence what you know now to be true, what you know is your birthright. And in doing so, it's like you're speaking out of existence everything that these other energies have over time, layered to create a story that never should have been yours to begin with. Okay, so that's what I have for you. I hope that this reading was helpful, insightful, inspiring, and confirming. If you would like to join me on Sunday, March the 9th, I am hosting a Tarotstrology group Q&A online. We will be diving into your personal birth chart to look at your Pisces and your 12th house story and the karmic cycles that you've been a part of in this and other lifetimes also. So I utilize my own system of tarot astrology to read that energy for you from your birth chart. It's a very small and intimate private group. I'm keeping these groups very small right now because I don't have the bandwidth to do larger groups, for one thing, and because I feel like it's more important, especially in tarot astrology scenarios, to keep these groups very small and intimate and safe. So if you would like to join me this Sunday, we will be meeting from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 5 to 8 p.m. UK time. The information for how to book is in the description box and comment section below. For those of you who are interested in booking for 60 or 90-minute soul recovery sessions, I will also put the link in the description box and comment section below. Please note that if you go ahead and you purchase one of those sessions and you have an issue with my Calendly and picking a time to meet with me, then please just feel free to shoot me an email, solaraspeaks@proton.me, because I've been having some issues with Calendly lately. Please also note that if you do go ahead and book a session and pay for it, and I notice that you haven't chosen a time to meet, that I will naturally email you anyway. So just so you're aware of all of this. Okay, so another thing before I forget, if you are interested in signing on for a soul recovery bundle where you purchase 3 60-minute or 3 90-minute sessions with me at a discounted rate, I only offer those to people who I've already had a session with. okay? Because I want to make sure that the meeting with me on 3 occasions is a right fit. But I do want you to know that if you meet with me one time and you decide that you want to do the 3-session bundle, that's fine. I will just deduct the price you paid for the main session out of the bundle session, so you'll still get the discount, okay? So that question came up also. And finally, if you want to connect with me on a daily basis, you can do so. You can find me on solara.xyz, where every single day I post a daily alchemy message, words of guidance for your ascension journey and path. And also that can be sent directly to your inbox every single morning too. It's completely for free. And for those of you who are bigger fans of my work, or you want to support my creative endeavors, you can do by joining for one of the membership tiers, either Opal, Larimar, or Jade. And you know, you get access to more of my content, and at the Jade level you also lock in a monthly group Q&A session with me. Okay, so check out solara.xyz. I'm also over on Instagram Threads. I'm not a huge fan of Instagram, but I'm loving Threads right now, so I do channeled messages over there, quick channeled messages, astrology tips, spiritual warfare tips, just anecdotal tips, family abuse, all of the things that I talk about here and that I'm passionate about, I write about over there in little blurbs. And I do a lot of reposting of things that I'm just, really taken with. So join me over on Instagram Threads if you're already there. I'd love to see you. And what else? I think that's it. If you would like to donate to the channel and donate to my ability to continue to create, you can do. There are payment links in the description box below too, donation links. And I thank you in advance for all the ways that you help and you support my ability to expand and to show up here also. So I will see you again soon. Because like I said, still got a fuck ton of downloads to get through. So yeah, take care. Bye.